Good afternoon to day 438. Tyson in the house, looking busy as always. Tyson in the house. So, glorious day, been busy today, so sorry I've checked in late. What have I been doing? I've just been over to Custom Build, Clive at Custom Build. As I always say, thank you for doing what you do. He's taken some birch sheets, which are UV protected, which is basically it's like a lacquer, but it's meant to stop fading and stuff like that. So I've shipped those to him. He's cutting them for me. Partition that we're going to be doing in the cottage, rather than me cutting it and doing some wonky lines, he's cut them dead straight for me. So now it's a case like Meccano. I just need to decide whether I'm doing a bit of a bifold situation or a fixed door, and then a couple of little cuts and bolt together, and hopefully that'll be good. So other than that, the garden at the back still continues. I'll show you that a little bit of a close-up, and work inside continues as well. So let's start with inside. Showing your man's going in. This is the marine ply that we're going to be using for the top of the toilet, so that's going to be cut. That's to go into here. And again, we're doing it out of marine ply, one, because marine ply is 10 times better for moisture resistance, termite resistance, etc. And also it will form the base of the eventual top, which will be a Corian top. So I need to sell a kidney to try and raise the money to buy a sheet of Corian, and then we can have it cut on top and then a slight return glued underneath. So there'll be like a lid that will sit over here all the way around, and it'll be fixed to the marine ply. As you know, we've still got to get the electricians out to do that. They're a bit busy at the moment, so they're on radio silence. We need to get that done. But everything else has been stripped off. Mirror's going to be glass screen is going to be next. Skirtings have been done. Door frame has been done, but the downside to the door frame is that the door frame itself was the original oil paint we received, which is this colour. So now in the camera you can see the difference. This is meant to be white, Koyman's white. That is Berger white. As you can see, one is white, and white. One is cream. So we may have to paint the door. The reason why we did this, because there was a couple of scuffs on it, so it needed to have a few little fills done on it, and had to be repainted. There's all the ply. These sheets here are 16 inches. I'm actually going to make my daughter a bookshelf. She's a bookworm, does about 10 books a week, so she needs more space. So I've got him to get a couple of sheets there, and I'm going to make an 8-foot bookshelf for her out of that. So that will be entertaining. Maybe I can show you my attempt at learning how to do that. And these slats, as you can see, they're all 5 3/4. So a sheet, I was going to get 6 inches out of it, but obviously with the blade itself, you couldn't get a perfect number. So we've gone down to 5 3/4, and the aim is to physically have 4 foot to here, a 4 foot by 8 foot frame built here, 2 width on the sides, bottom and top, and then angled slats at this angle, facing this way, so that the sun can come through here and beam into that bedroom. And we want to hinge it at 4 foot and do another 4 foot. So we like to have a hinge in the middle, so the whole thing can sort of, bifold back to that wall. So it will come back by 4 foot. Now the downside is the steels and everything that will cut out are still looking there, and they were going to be hidden. So if we do a bifold, we've now got to try and work out how to make this good. So here was the same, and we obviously took the grinder to it, so you can see the difference between the two floor surfaces. So we're now just plucking up the courage to get the grinder out, said grinder, and create more dust. So the only way to do it is to create dust. Now, we can obviously put some form of polythene on here and polythene on there and keep this wet and do it wet to keep the dust down, but either way, you're either going to get concrete slurry spraying everywhere, or you're going to get dust. Either way, it's going to be a bloody mess, and it's just after we finish doing here as well. So, we've got to make a decision. Is it going to be dust, or is it going to be wet? So we're going to have to decide what to do. All in here has all been done as well, so the floors have been coated, all the skirt boards have been done. It's just now this floor and this partition, and just finishing off the glass in there. One thing I do need to do is get a mirror made for here. So I need someone that can make me a frame, and I need to go and buy a bit of glass to go in it. So I need something that I can hang, ideally, on a bit of 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 across here, so it hangs on here and it fixes through the sides, and we'll cover that with one big mirror. But on the island, I'm not seeing any long mirrors that look any good. So if anybody knows anyone on the island that can make me a decent frame, then let me know in the comments below. I know there's plenty of places that do the glass, so I can obviously get the mirror done. So I can obviously get the mirror made to size. But I need someone who can make me a frame. So let me know if you know anybody. Okay, the boys out here are busy. Sounds like they've got some of their gangster music going. They've nabbed Sherwin's radio. Didn't take them long. So anyway, as you can see here, it's just this little bit here now. So we're looking reasonably flat all the way along here now. Obviously, once this is done, we need to rake it, get rid of all the bigger stuff, and then try and get the smaller stuff put down. I daren't look around the corner because every bit of mud that they're taking out is massive. I was hoping it was going to be small, but it's not. It's all big, and that's all been carted down the side. So that's going to be a bloody mess. So let me just quickly show you around the corner so you see what I mean. Sorry about the wind. As you can see, oh my good God, look at the state of that. So, I think we might have to get one of those rotavators in there to try and break it up because it's just gone so hard. They're just massive bits. We need it finer. So anybody got any ideas about how we can try and get these massive lumps of mud down into fine mud, let me know. But we're definitely going to have to get it away from the tree because otherwise it will affect the tree as well. So, but anyway, it looks worse than it is. Obviously, by the time we get a rotavator for it and get it small, we'll be able to rake that through and slope that down. So it should be okay. But it's still going to be another bloody job that's been created. Stop making the pile bigger. I know, tell me about it. We're going to have to get this raked. Well, it's got to be broken up first. It's all massive, great chunks. It needs to be broken up. So I'm not sure how we're going to do that. I'm going to have to find it. I'm just saying maybe we can get a rotavator. Just try and get it in there and smash it up somehow. The boys are downstairs doing the air conditioning. They've made a good impact. So let me quickly look. The Goodman condensers are in and piped up and gassed up. As you can see, holes are in the wall, units are in. Let me go downstairs and show what's happening down there. So, as you can see, that's better. Look at that, great job. So all the surfaces are going through on both sides. Not too sure if they're still here. No, they're not. So there's unit 1. All plumbed in at the top, but they're just doing this piece here. And then you've got unit 2 sitting over there as well, which you can see better on the camera than it is in real life. So they're ready to go, and obviously then the next bit's going to be the ductwork. So the ductwork for this one's going to come across here and come up into here. That's going to be the feeds into the kitchen itself that way. And then I think we're going to be running ductwork along here, which is a real shame because it's going to have to come down here, right near the doorway. I think he wanted to use these returns here. So not a great thing to be doing, obviously, where a doorway is concerned. So we might have to physically try and use the 2 over here, which are where the kitchen units are. So this one's half covered by the units, and this one over here is half covered by the units as well. So, but I think it would be better to try and use those because then we'll be able to come, you know, across here and along to this one, and across there and along to this one. But again, we're still going to have to go over the beam, but we'll be able to do it around here out of the doorway. So that's got to be done, and at the same time the electrician has also got to come from the fuse board upstairs and has got to mount a new fuse board down here to supply the power for them. So that's another thing as well we're waiting to get done. So that's where we are so far with the air conditioning. Good impact, but I think you'll agree, neat work. Certainly a lot neater than the first one we filmed, that's for sure. So I'm reasonably pleased with that. And also one thing I have seen is the crack down here that was leaking from the pool has actually stopped. So the waterproof has actually started to do its job. Thank God. So that's where we are. Still more work to be done, obviously, so I'll update you later on, and I'll check you later. Good morning, it's Friday. Thank Crunchy it's Friday. Showing my age there. Thank Crunchy. Who remembers Crunchy? Thank Crunchy it's Friday. Remember that? Let me know in the comments below how many old people watching this remember thank God it's Friday. Crunchy. Anyway, today I'm trying to, at the moment, to ring around to try and find if I can get a cultivator or a tiller or anyone got any suggestions, let me know. I need to try and get this soil broken down and spread. At the moment they're bringing it down here and it's grown by about 1.5 foot, and I need to get it broken down and levelled. And obviously we've had a bit of rain last night as well, which has helped them dig up where they are now, but obviously it's not going to be helping this if I don't hurry up and get to it. So any ideas, please let me know. That would be greatly appreciated. I will load this video tonight, so some of you will see it tonight stroke tomorrow. This is where we are so far on the back garden. So they're still doing this piece here, but they're going down quite deep here as well, so I'm not too sure what we can do here. I mean, really, if we had a tiller, we'd be able to run a tiller straight over all this and then just rake it. At the moment, what we've done is we've manually dug this up. I should have gone and got a rotavator from day one, rotavated the whole thing, and then tried to break it down into small pieces and rake it where we want it. But instead, what we're doing, as you can see, pickaxing big chunks out. The big chunks are obviously going into the wheelbarrow and going down into my big pile of mound of mud. Spit it out. And obviously the finer stuff we're trying to keep here and rake. So anyway, we still need to bring this up as well. This has got to come up a lot more. But I'm just conscious at the moment I need a rotavator. Williams Rentals is the biggest place on the island. Spoken to them, they said the two they've got aren't in action. So they've asked me to call back, but at the moment they're saying they're not in action. So that's not helping me in any way, shape or form. So I'm going to dip into Coyman's, my favourite place, to see whether I can actually buy one. In England, they're only about 70 to 80 pounds, you know, if you get the smaller handheld ones. So I only need something that's just going to land up breaking that up, and then some decent rakes, of which the Asian ones have always got wooden handles and they snap. Never ideal. But obviously they want them to snap, don't they? The more they snap, the more you buy. So if it was metal, it wouldn't break. So I think I need to just maybe go into Coyman's and have a quick look, see if I can find something like a rotavator, something that I can actually buy and just keep. But the downside is once I've actually done it, I'm not going to need it. So, but again, I really wouldn't mind a tiller, you know, even if it was just a handheld one you can roll across this. To break this up would have been a lot easier. Anyway, so that's where we are so far. In here, Sherwin is actually still working on the bathroom. So, floor is looking a lot cleaner, thank God, fair play. All the little bits have been done. Door frame has been sanded down and painted. Top has just been cut and been stained, so that's going to be going on in a minute. Again, like I said, these are just the bases. At some stage when I've sold my kidneys, like I've said, I'm going to buy some corian and I'm going to cut some corian on here and learn how to make the actual corian lip. So it's obviously like a little lid that will sit over. So you obviously have to cut the lip itself and then glue it to the base. So I'll show you how I get on with that. And in here, obviously yesterday, like I said, all the wood's turned up, so we're going to move all that in a minute and we're going to start cleaning this, but we have to make a decision. Are we going to go for grinding this floor or not? I think the consensus is we have no choice because we want to try and build the partition wall here as a bifold movable unit. So as a result of that, it's going to move and we're going to see this, so we have no choice. So that's one thing we're going to have to do. Taping this up for now, both sides, and then we're going to put some polythene over it and we're going to try and keep it as wet as possible to keep the dust down. That's the plan. So, wish me luck with that. We're nearly finished and now we're going to make nice dust. Anyway, I'll check on music later on. Don't forget, give me a like and subscribe. Thank you.